Hi guys, I hope you're well. My name is Thomas Blakemore and I'm a primary school teacher in Dubai. This video is going to share the best gifts for expat teachers. This is going to be slightly different to a previous video which I made, which is the best gifts for teachers. This is going to have more of a travel-y type feel to it. If you are a child's parent and you're considering buying for a teacher, please understand that teachers don't expect gifts and things like that. Sometimes the best thing to give a teacher to show appreciation is just a simple thank you card or something more thoughtful and handmade like that. However, if you are a parent or friend of a teacher and you're considering buying for them, or even if you are that child's parent and you want to find some value from this video, feel free to continue watching to share what I've got under here and of course on this table. If your teacher friend is considering coming to teach in Dubai or the UAE, feel free to come and check out my website, teachtraveltriumph.com. There's lots of free content available on there, but there's also these guides which I've created too. This guide is specifically for if they are looking for a job out here and will help with the process. And this one is if your teacher friend has already got a job out here, is moving to the UAE or Dubai and wants support with the process of moving here, go and check those out on the website. Let's move on to item number one. So item number one is something, this scabby looking thing is a travel adapter. As you can see by the use on it, I've used this for, it must be about 7 years now, even though I've only been teaching out here for 4 years. This is the perfect gift to get. I'll share the link of this. This is a travel adapter. I've got EU, UK, AUS, US, and I can also plug in from those different places too. So if I was in Australia, for example, I would plug that one out. I've never been to Australia, but there we go, it's there. I would then press that. It's got different ports. I've used these multiple times. USB-C is more frequently used nowadays. You can get newer versions of this, of course. The USB ports are there. So it's been great. I'm surprised this isn't bust at some point. 7 years, looks like I've used it for 7 years, but it's been brilliant. So a travel adapter, you've got to think your expat teacher will be traveling in the holidays to lots of different places. Even though Dubai uses the same plugs as in the UK, it might be that they're teaching in another place and they need something like this. This has been brilliant. I use it all the time when I'm traveling. From there, this is a Fire Stick. Fire Sticks are great for TV, Amazon Prime, all those different types of things that you can put TV programs onto there. Yes, I've used this. I had to buy this in the UK and bring it over to the UAE, but this has been absolutely brilliant. Definitely a worthwhile gift. And that brings me on to the things that you don't see on this table, but they're not down here either, and that is subscriptions. So your teacher friend might be bored when they're traveling all the time. One thing to consider, even though it is getting more and more expensive nowadays, is Netflix, Spotify subscriptions. Often gifts that you get, teachers can't be taken with them because of baggage allowances in terms of the weight. So a subscription to something can be a really thoughtful present, because then when they're using that service, Netflix, Spotify, then they'll be thinking of you. At the same time, places in the world sometimes need VPNs to be able to contact home. So a VPN is extremely valuable. I use ExpressVPN regularly when I'm traveling or trying to contact people, and it's extremely valuable. Again, would be a brilliant gift. It's not something that I enjoy purchasing, so it could be something that you're like, okay, yeah, it might be worth getting. ExpressVPN, I've got a link down in my description. I've got a link for everything that I'm about to share in my description. I do get a kickback from those links, and it supports me in being able to create the free content, which I was just on about on my website, and also to be able to create these videos too. So subscription's done. Let's move on to some of the other physical gifts, the more tangible things. So power banks. There's all sorts of different power banks available. This is just a really cheap, small one. It's best to kind of, in my personal opinion, I like having the smaller ones nowadays. You can get massive ones which can charge and power up multiple different items. You can sometimes get ones nowadays, and I'll put it as a link, to things that can power laptops. Something that I'm considering getting in the future. But a power bank, because your teacher expat friend will be traveling regularly, or just as a teacher, a power bank is really useful. This is a nice, interesting one. I've used this loads, and it is a travel pillow. It's nice and soft, but what's cool about it is that by unplugging this, it's very loud, but this pumps it up basically. And yeah, it's nice, packable. clips onto my bag, and then I haven't got to worry about that. So a travel pillow, because your expat friend will be traveling regularly from the UK to wherever, or their country to wherever, worth thinking about. So travel pillow. Next, this signifies camera. Your expat teacher friend or family member will want to take lots of memories, and to get those memories will want to take lots of photos. Now, obviously there's lots of different cameras that are available. This is a fantastic one. This is the Instax camera. These are really nice. They create these little, almost like Polaroid pictures. You could get this camera with the little top-up things that you buy for them, or you could buy a digital camera. Again, phones are really good nowadays, so a phone to take photos is really great, but as kind of a nice present to take those physical pictures, something like this might be worth considering. Along the same lines of photography and capturing memories, photo frames and photos are always lovely to have too. I've had this since I moved out here. There we go, it's from years ago. You can see I've put on some weight now. Yeah, but at the same time, you can get the digital photo frames too. Yeah, I always look at this and go, oh, it's nice. So, digital photo frames are always nice to have. They can share lots of different photos, not just one photo, but having those photos printed, it might be whether it's, I don't know, canvases are quite hard to pack and send, so it might be that you print off a few different smaller photos and they can be put into frames, and your expat teacher, friend or family member can then put those into a frame basically, but photos are always lovely as well. Along the same lines, GoPro, this is more of an expensive one, but I've used this when traveling to really cool places, swimming in the ocean, all those cool different bits and pieces. More expensive, I have used this. This was a gift. Yeah, GoPro. This is a really old one as well, so you buy one, it kind of lasts a really long time. From there, we move on to books. Now, because teachers who are expats travel a lot, books are something which can be a pain to transport. Now, physical books are nice to have. This is one that I was gifted in the past, and this is Best in Travel 2022. I look at this quite regularly actually, and just like, oh, where in the world would I like to go to? This is, don't actually know, Iceland. Yeah, I've not been to Iceland, and I could read this. This could be a read-along video. These are always really lovely, but at the same time, it can be a pain to transport books around the world, which is why a Kindle is really useful. You don't then have to have lots of different books. They weigh a lot, so a Kindle can be really useful. Hydration is important, especially when flying. So from there, travel mugs, travel cups, those sorts of things are great. This is a mighty mug. If I put this on this book, and I can show you how this works, you put this on and this one won't get knocked over. Pretty cool, pretty clever. You can get all sorts of different versions of this, and of course you can just get general thermals. This is great because, yeah, hydration is important when flying in class. This is a bit of a crossover. I did share something like this on the video about gifts for teachers, but I think it's important when traveling and expat life too. We'll move on. Depending where in the world your teacher friend teaches, sunglasses can be useful, thoughtful. I'm not going to talk much more about that, it's pretty obvious. Sun protection, all those bits and pieces. It's not the most exciting gift to give, is sun protection, but I can't express how important it is. We move on to entertainment. We spoke about Spotify, Netflix, but obviously you want to listen to things with, you know, traveling and all those things like that. These pretty much live in my pockets. These are my, I should have cleaned them before, AirPods Pro. They make noises nowadays. This is the second version. I did actually make a video about these as well. That's up there. These are lovely, are expensive. You can get much cheaper things than this, but these are great for travel. Some people don't like things that go in your ears, so headphones can be great, especially when on planes. These do a great job of cutting out the really annoying noises from the planes. So yes. Headphones, again, these are quite expensive. I bought these for no I didn't. My parents bought me these last year, that was a lie. Yeah, epic present. Last one is a travel towel. Yeah, travel towels. pretty self-explanatory. These are more and more common, but again, you don't want to be traveling with big towels, travel towels. I used this when I first moved out to Dubai actually. Not this exact one, I have had different towels in the 4 years that I've lived here. Anyway, I used this for the first kind of few weeks or so until I kind of got my own place and then got own towels and things like that. Travel towels, really useful. Finally, gift cards and things like that are always really useful, whether that's coffee, gift cards for things that the individual is interested in, so that they could come over and buy things here rather than have to transport them back and forth between countries. Links for everything that I've shared within this video will be located in the description of this video. Hopefully you've been able to gain a range of different practical ideas for your expat teacher friends or family. And yeah, if you did, feel free to like it. That does help the video and this channel out. And if you haven't yet subscribed for more teacher videos, feel free to do that too. Hopefully I will see you in the next video. Until that time, I'm out.